Which century are we in? I know it might seem like a weird question. What I am actually asking you is, how do you see the present, the current day? How do you see your life? I am asking because I want to gauge a picture of the future. Only by looking around us and around our current status, we can see what awaits us in the future, or at least anticipate. Speaking of the future, when was the last time you thought about it? I will answer for you because I bet you thought about it today. You thought about your chores tomorrow, what errands you have to run, and who you have to meet, right? But what I am actually asking is about the future, the world of tomorrow. How do you see it? Are you optimistic? Are you pessimistic? Well, who's optimistic about the future? Perfect. Now show of hands who's pessimistic about the future. Why does this matter? If we ask people how they see their future, we can more closely understand how they see themselves at the current moment. It is very interesting to see how their vision of the future derives from all of their insecurities, anxieties, hopes and dreams or lack thereof. Now, I take this as a homework. Go home, ask your parents or your grandparents if you're able to. Ask them how they saw the future when they were your age. And I am sure that you will find something very interesting. Now, let us step a couple more generations back in the past, and let's stop at the year 1900. Why there? Because people were optimistic. People looked around them and saw how technology advanced so quickly. Science was developing at a never before seen pace, and the standard of living of every single human being was rising year after year after year. So of course, when they thought about the future, they saw flying cars, they saw robots doing their house chores, they saw magic mirrors they could pull out of their pocket and video call all of their friends. Unfortunately, as all good things, this came to an end. The 20th century was the age of catastrophe. World wars, global pandemics, global financial crises. All of this caused the optimism supply to dwindle. When people looked around them and saw the future, they saw failed societies in which people were not allowed to read, or people were not willing to read. The future was 1984, or the Brave New World. The second half was not very different. The Cold War caused visions of an end of humanity. Ice Age, or a nuclear winter. Of course, this happened, well, not the end of the world, of course, the end of history, because in 1992, a historian named Francis Fukuyama declared the end of history, period. Democracy triumphed, capitalism triumphed. The world was, well, pretty much over, no need to stick around, right? So, where does that take us? When are we? Do we live in the post-history as opposed to the pre-history? I suppose. Or do we live in the future? Well, to the people, the friends we made in 1900, yes, we live in the future in more ways than one. Think about it. Do we have flying cars? Yes, we do. Well, in some capacity, I guess. Do we have robots that do our household chores? Sort of, I suppose. And do we have magic mirrors in our pockets that allow us to video call our friends? If it works, yes, we do have that. So, we live in the future, right? So, What is our future going to be? If you were to look around you, how do you see the image of the future? Do you see a future in which we will explore the stars, meet galactic alien civilizations of our own caliber? Or do you see a future in which we will succumb to our greatest invention, artificial intelligence? Do you see a future like Star Trek? Or do you see a future like the Matrix? Look around you and try to sketch your future. It is in your hands. And try asking yourself more, in what century are we living right now?